Hey y'all, this is Sarah. I wanted to bring you a super easy craft. This is going to be a really cute kind of vintage style general store sign. It's going to have some weird measurements. You can always adjust to what your sizing is. This really was a piece that was the backer from something else, but we're going to actually use this as our background this time. So mine is 12 3/4 by 18. So yeah, a little bit of a weird size, but it was left over from something. You're going to need 2 strips at 1.5 inch. So you're going to cut these down. We're going to do not a mitered frame. We're going to do kind of an old style frame. So you're going to cut these down into 9 3/4, 2 of those, and then you're going to cut it down to 18 inches. So like I said, a little weird size, but you fit it to whatever you've got left over or start from scratch. This is going to be so easy, I'm telling you. So easy. Super cute, but so easy. So this is kind of a craft for those of you with an electric cutting machine. If you're not really into vinyl that much, or you're wanting to do something quick and just kind of play around, this is going to be super easy. You're not going to need vinyl. You're not going to paint it like a stencil. We are actually using our contact paper like our sticker. So this is even more customizable than Dollar Tree stickers. We're going to make our own. I'm using this contact paper that has this kind of mottled, cream, splotchy kind of look to it. It makes those letters look aged and old, so that's going to work out for us on here. You can see I didn't do anything special. I mixed a couple fonts. I put a couple vintage phrases that made me think general store and whipped them together. I've already put my transfer paper on here, and I'm going to give you a couple tips. This black paper still has a white undercoat. If you scrape it too much, you may notice that white can show through. Same thing if we pull kind of the surface off, you might can rip it and have white show through. So I'm trying to minimize as much of this transfer paper as I could. I rubbed it off on my shirt and kind of lightened it a little bit so it wouldn't be so sticky. And I've already got it applied on there, so we are down to just the easy. I do have a whole video about how to get these things like this to attach to a painted surface that we've done, because if you've already played with the wax faux finish, you know that it leaves kind of an interesting feel to it. So I'm going to be using some of those same tips where we're not damaging the surface, bending it, gouging it, any of that. So I won't be using my Cricut tool. So for the sake of time, I already painted out my frame. Now, the paint tutorials are usually separate, so I like to suggest that you go find a color that really fits your decor and fits your idea of what you're working on. Use that paint tutorial to get to whatever color you want for the more crafty tutorials. So I hope that helps. I just can't manage to fit both in one video. So like I said, there's no mitering on this one. This is really got an old look to it. And all I did was, I cut them to fit. I used just a pencil to poke down here for my nail holes. And I really wanted this to have an old kind of homemade feel. So all I'm going to do next, well, let me go ahead and glue these down. It'll make it easier for me to figure out, because we've have to cut so much of our transfer paper off, we really kind of have to work this into position ourselves. So I want to go ahead and glue down my frame to make sure that it doesn't slide around on me. It'll make it easier for me to kind of eyeball my position. So no different than pretty much any of our other foam products. I'm using hot glue. It's definitely my preference. And that just hit perfectly flush. And I've mentioned before, I like to go around rather than opposite when I'm doing any of my frames. I don't know that any one way is better than the other, but I feel like I can make adjustments better if I just kind of work my way around it. So if you've noticed, on framing, I like to make sure that there's no chance of white showing, especially down through this area. Ooh, I almost got that wrong. And that is just so beautifully flush. That was so nice and fitted, that almost didn't want to come out of place. When I'm telling you guys, this is such a super, super easy, lightweight. Whip it together and you'll see, I mean, you're about to see how fast it goes together. But it is cute for how super simple it is. So now I'm going to come in with, let me slide this so I don't want to dent this. So remember, this is just a Dollar Tree contact paper. You don't always have to have vinyl. These are not permanent signs anyway. They're made out of foam core. So this allows you to get a little more playful if you don't want to use those products. If you don't want to paint your letters on. If you're tired of looking at your Dollar Tree poster board type stickers. This just kind of opens another option. For those of you without cutting machines, I am coming up with something for you this week with the black background that's a little different. So I promise it's already on my to-do list. But I know there's a lot of people that do have these machines. They want to get the most play out of them. So I feel like this is a really good way to do that. So I've got it. I'm just going to pull my ruler out real quick and kind of put it here so I can a little bit of eyeball this. And for the most part, this works just like it would if you were doing vinyl. Other than you guys don't typically eyeball a whole lot of your stuff. You've got it all really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. You do not want to put a lot of pressure on this. This stuff will dent. Well, I definitely got mine crooked. Let's see. Well, we're going to have to roll with that. So, I feel like I might be a little crooked. I don't know. I'm looking at it at a weird angle. It's always hard looking down from this angle to do certain things. So, I don't want to use the Cricut tools. They're hard. They're plastic. And I'm really likely to damage this foam core surface. You guys, we know that when we do our distressing and we do all our aging, how easy it is to leave a mark in that surface. When you're doing something like this, I'm a little more skittish of my nicer plastic tools just because they are harder. I don't know if y'all see what I'm doing about pulling this the way I do across that flat edge. To me, that's the easiest way that I feel like I can lay things down without having to put effort at each letter. So you can see how nice that is already looking. Tell me that is just not the simplest, easy peasy, cute little sign idea. Totally lightweight. This one's going to be lightweight enough. You don't even need the command strip. This is going to absolutely be able to go up with some of the poster tack, sticky putty wall stuff. These smaller letters are a little trickier. And I'm trying not to get this sticky stuff, my transfer paper, against my paint job either, because mine has not been dry that long. It can pull that paint up. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. So, all you got to do at this point, same thing you would with vinyl. Same thing you would if you were using the Dollar Tree poster board stickers. Now, you could always come in here with your dry brush and dry brush a little bit of color across this, a little bit of whitewash across it, something like that if you really wanted to. However, let me take my little easier to use stick here. Just rubbing that across there really flat so I don't gouge anywhere. And I'm going to get those letters really stuck. And once they're stuck, we're good. Pull all my hot glue loose here. And there you go. How stinking cute and how simple is that? I don't know about you, but I think it's cute. You could easily stick this to your pantry door. Not have to do any damage to your pantry door. It's not adding any weight. It's not going to bang back and forth. Anything like that. So the last thing I would do, since I've got a black backing on this, really all I have to come back and do is bring in my little sponge with some paint, clean up my sides like this. Normally, guys, this was just a sponge that I could reach to at the moment, you know, that I don't particularly like to use this one on my edges, but it's the only one I could get my arms to here. So once you go in and do that, you're going to have a nice clean edge. You're going to have a nice finished look. The back is going to be just a nice black. Nothing to really notice. And seriously, this one would be lightweight enough with a little poster tack in each corner and pop it up. If you want to put it on something like your pantry door, I would definitely go with command strips instead. I love command strips for these. I don't have a problem with them. Definitely test somewhere on your wall to make sure that you're not going to have a problem with it. I know people with flatter walls do. And let's see. Oh yeah, those of you that want a version, something that you can do without a cutting machine, I'm going to try to have something out for you before this week is up. Hopefully as cute as this. I really love this. I hope you guys do too. And I think I get a sticker on this one. I kept it under 30 minutes. Took a few shortcuts and some cheats. But high five. I hope to talk to you guys soon. If you haven't jumped over to the Peppermint Cactus Facebook group, come hang out with us. Also, there is a giveaway over there right now. Go check that out. And I will be back with lots more craft ideas. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.